Good afternoon. I'm Marlin Richmond, the Special Agent in charge of the FBI's Anchorage Field Office. First, I'd like to offer my prayers and condolences to the families of the victims in yesterday's attack. There has been much media speculation about Mr. Santiago's interaction with our office. I want to clear up as much as I can. In November 2016, Mr. Santiago walked into the Anchorage FBI office to report that his mind was being controlled by a U.S. intelligence agency. During the interview, Mr. Santiago appeared agitated, incoherent, and made disjointed statements. Although he stated he did not wish to harm anyone, as a result of his erratic behavior, our agents contacted local authorities who took custody of Mr. Santiago and transported him to a local medical facility for evaluation. The FBI closed its assessment of Mr. Santiago after conducting database reviews and interagency checks. There have been reports Mr. Santiago turned himself in. This is not true. He was a walk-in complaint. This is something that happens at FBI offices around the country every day. There have been concerns raised about why Mr. Santiago was not placed on a no-fly list. I want to be clear. During our initial investigation, we found no ties to terrorism. He broke no laws when he came into our office making disjointed comments about mind control. Since yesterday, in conjunction with the Anchorage Police Department, other federal agencies, and our state partners, we have conducted numerous interviews of Mr. Santiago's associates. We have executed several search warrants at multiple locations around the Anchorage area. And while we are early in the investigation, there is currently no indication Mr. Santiago was working with any other individuals when he planned and carried out yesterday's attack. I would like to stress that point. Our community here in Anchorage is not facing any known threat in connection with Mr. Santiago. I would like now to turn it over to Chief Chris Tolley for his comments.
Good afternoon. I'm going to cover three things. Contact Mr. Santiago's had with the Anchorage Police Department in the past, what we've been doing since this tragic incident occurred yesterday morning, and then where we go from here. On January 11th, 2016, there was a physical disturbance, or an arrest warrant was issued for criminal mischief for Mr. Santiago. On February 23rd, violation conditions of release. Mr. Santiago was restricted from his Medford Street address during a compliance check. Officers found him there, arrested, and remanded. On March 18th, 2016, a physical disturbance. Officers were not able to establish probable cause for an arrest. On October 15th, 2016, a domestic violence physical disturbance. Officers investigated and contacted the municipal prosecutor, who gave authorization not to arrest Mr. Santiago. On October 21st, 2016, a physical disturbance allegation of strangulation. Officers investigated and no probable cause was established for arrest. On November 7, 2016, mental health crisis at the FBI building. On that date, APD was contacted by the Anchorage FBI requesting assistance with a mentally ill person having disjointed thoughts. When APD arrived on scene, they were informed by investigating agents Mr. Santiago had arrived at the FBI building asking for help. Santiago was having terroristic thoughts and believed he was being influenced by ISIS. Santiago had a loaded magazine on him, but had left his firearm in his vehicle prior to contacting agents. Also in the vehicle was Santiago's newborn child. Based on the statements made to the agents on scene and their own contact with Santiago, APD transported him to a mental health facility where he was admitted. During this incident, Santiago's weapon was logged into APD evidence for safekeeping. On November 30th, Santiago attempted to retrieve the firearm placed in safekeeping on November 7th, at which time Anchorage FBI was notified and contacted Santiago while at the Anchorage Police Department. Santiago left without the firearm that day. On 11/17, a letter was sent to Santiago about picking up his weapon at APD. An appointment was set for it. On the 30th, matters were re-coordinated with the FBI. On December 8th, the weapon was released to Santiago. In closing, our hearts go out to the families of the 5 innocent people who lost their lives and the 8 who were injured during the shooting in Fort Lauderdale. The investigation continues, and we are working tirelessly to assist our law enforcement partners from the Broward County Sheriff's Department and the FBI. We're asking for the continued support and assistance from the citizens of Anchorage. There will be additional information provided to you on how the citizens can help.
Currently, the FBI has set up a tip hotline that individuals in the area or anywhere in the country actually can call if you have any information that may aid us in our investigation. That number is 1-800-CALL-FBI, and then you press the option for number 1. At this time, we will go ahead and open it up for a few questions. We realize that this is still an active investigation, so the information that we can provide is going to be very limited.
Scotty Schwartz with NBC News. Was the gun that was released to him the same gun that was used in the shooting?
I have not received that information at this time, so I cannot comment positive or negative on that.
How about you, Police Chief? Your department was the one that released that gun, correct?
There is speculation that this is the same gun. I have not received confirmation that it in fact is that gun.
And when he went into the FBI to talk to agents, was the child left in the car, or did he bring the child in?
It was my understanding the child was left in the car at the time.
Correct. His girlfriend at the time was contacted. We had retrieved the child, and then she was contacted and came and picked the child up.
Dan Simon here with CNN. Can you talk a little bit about the mental health evaluation, who conducted it, and how long he was under supervision?
At this time, we have subpoenaed all the records pertaining to the mental health, but because it's an ongoing investigation, it'd be inappropriate for me to respond to that at this time.
Hi, Eric Gribble, KTVA. What do we know about his travel to South Florida, what his reason was for going down there?
At this point, we're still in the investigative phase. We're trying to make those determinations. Once we have more information on his purpose for the travel, we'll certainly put that out.
Carol Curry, USA Today. Could you tell me about Alaska's policy for releasing a weapon to someone with mental health issues?
We'll ask Karen Loeffler, U.S. Attorney, to address that.
I'm Karen Loeffler. I'm the U.S. Attorney here.
I'm sorry, could you spell your name?
Karen Loeffler, Loeffler. I'm the U.S. Attorney for the District of Alaska. I'm sorry. I can talk to you about the federal laws. Obviously, law enforcement operates within the statutes that are given to them. There is a federal law with regard to having a gun by somebody who is mentally ill, but the law requires that the person be, quote, adjudicated mentally ill, which is a difficult standard. I don't want to go into all of the details, but as far as I know, this is not somebody that would have been prohibited based on the information that they had. I think that law enforcement acted within the laws that they have. We're a country of laws, and they operate within them. Absent a law allowing them to keep the gun, I'm not, a city attorney, but under federal law, there wouldn't have been a basis that I'm aware of.
Julia, question over here. Julia O'Malley with Washington Post. I'm wondering if the search at the Kukupiak was connected to this investigation.
We have conducted 2 searches locally, and both of those searches were known residents where the subject had stayed.
So that would be the Medford Street and the Kukupiak, or however you say it.
Yes, yes.
So as you can imagine, our primary concern here is for the safety and the well-being and making sure no one in Anchorage is at further risk due to this individual or possibly related events. That's what we've been doing tirelessly for the past 28 hours since this occurred. There's been complete coordination between the federal, state, and local partners. We've worked very, very closely, and we are grateful for the community of Anchorage, their support in helping us with providing information and making our community safe. Thank you very much. Have a good
Just quick
afternoon.
que-
Can I ask you one quick question about the gun one more time? Just